Okay, now that we have tackled tally charts, we are going to talk about a different kind of data representation called a picture graph, or a pictograph is another way that you might see that. So in a picture graph, my data is represented by pictures, okay? So it is a graph that has different pictures to show information collected. So again, remember we talked about a graph or data is usually visual. So this helps us very clearly see, okay, this many people liked balls as their favorite toy. This many people like skates as their favorite toy. This many people like stuffed animals as their favorite toy. So all of that is just another visual way, or seeing with my eyes. That's what visual means, is something you can see to show data, okay? So in a pictograph or a picture graph, we have symbols, okay? And you can see on this one that my symbol is a tree for all of these. So this is trees planted, so it makes sense that the picture I use would be a tree. So a symbol is a letter or figure that stands for something. So in this case, each tree stands for a tree that each of these people planted. So Carla planted this many trees. Seth planted this many trees. 3 drawn little tree symbols represents the trees that Seth planted. So those are symbols. And our last vocabulary word in this section is key. Okay, so you may have seen a key on a map before. This is a key on a picture graph or a pictograph. And a key tells me how much each picture represents. So in this case, each picture represents 1 vote. So a key tells what or how many each symbol stands for. So this could say, right here, this could say that each tree equals 5 trees. So that would mean that Carla would plant 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's very different from 5, right? So you have to really pay attention to that key to see what each symbol represents, okay? So let's make a picture graph. Let's zoom back out. So you show data with a picture graph. The pictures are a symbol for the data. So in this case, our question is, what is your favorite marble color? So for each person that they ask, they're going to say, okay, this person liked blue. So we had 3 people like blue, and we had 3 people like red. So they drew marbles to represent those right there. I could even color these in blue or red to show the color really easily. So it's very visual. I can see very quickly 3 people like red marbles, 3 people like blue marbles, okay? Down here, so a lot of the times what you're gonna get is you're gonna have a tally chart, and you're going to choose to make a picture graph with the information from your tally chart. So I always, it's easiest to take a survey with a tally chart, and then you can transfer that information to a picture graph. Okay, so in my key down here tells me that's the first thing I should look at. Each shoe is 1 vote. Okay, so for tennis shoes, what picture should I draw here? Maybe a shoe, right? So I'm gonna draw 3 shoes. Ignore my really poorly drawn shoes. That's okay, the pictures don't have to be perfect, okay? Again, this is just a data representation. It's a way for us to see visually what information we collected from our survey. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Flip-flops, 5 people liked them. So I'm gonna draw 5 flip-flops. 5 flip-flops. Again, they don't look like perfect flip-flops, that's okay. And lastly, we have boots. So I'm gonna draw, how many boots? How many people like boots? 1. So I'm just gonna draw 1 really tall boot, okay? So now I can see very clearly how many people liked each type of shoe because I see pictures of those types of shoes. So stop, pause the video, tell somebody in your house, how are picture graphs different from tally charts? All right, glad you're back. So just like we answer questions with tally charts, we can also answer questions with pictographs, picture graphs. Okay, so I see here that 2 people, it's how we get to school, 2 people get to school on the bus, 5 people walk to school, 1 person rides their bike, and 2 people ride in a car. I'm gonna look immediately at my key and see that each picture is worth 1 vote. Okay, if it were worth 2 votes, that would really change our information. So that's important that you look at that key and put a little star next to it. I would even like for you to put a box around the key so that you really are making sure you look at it. Okay, so when we see words like most, that's going to tell me which one has the most pictures, okay? This is a very interesting question when we see how many students voted. How do you think I can tell how many students voted? What do you think I could do? I could look and see and count all the pictures all together, couldn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I see that each picture is worth 1 vote. So that means that 10 pictures equals 10 votes. So 10 students voted. I could write another type of questions. I could say, what is the least common way to get to school? Or how many more people walk than take a car to school? Okay, so there are different ways that we could ask questions about picture graphs. So remember, picture graphs have pictures, tally charts have tallies, okay? Very important that we know the difference between those. All right, guys, thanks for watching.